Hello, and today I'll be taking a look at the Blackguard figure from Tron Legacy, the movie by Disney. The figures are made by Spin Master. It shows you it's got a light up function, a picture of the Blackguard, a bit of artwork on the front. Looks quite nice, the packaging there. If we spin it round and have a quick look on the back, it shows you the Blackguard, tells you what you should get included in the packaging, a bit of a dio. Other parts that are in the line, we've got Sam Flynn, Clue, Rinsler, Blackguard, Heaven Flynn and Clue Sentry, and loads of guff on the bottom. But the packaging on this actually looks very nice. These didn't sell too well, so they were on the shelves and you can still find them online. So let's get it open and see if it's worth the cash. Okay, so here he is, fresh out of the packaging. Before we get onto the figure, we will go on to the accessories that he comes with. He does come with a stand to look like an identity disc. It does look very nice, lots of detail in there, and the paintwork as well has been done incredibly neatly, no bleeding on any of that, and all in all that's a very nice looking stand. Very happy with that indeed. Then also it comes with a small identity disc, one that he should actually be able to hold. And it is sculpted very well, and again the paintwork is incredibly neat on this little tiny thing that we have here. So happy with that all in all. Does it fit on the back of the figure? I'm not too sure if it does. I think that's where it's supposed to go, but I think that's where the light function is, so it just pops off. But we'll get onto the light function in a minute. And then it does come with two batons from the movie as well. They are sculpted quite nicely. They do just look like batons, so there's not really much to them. Nothing on the ends on either side. Quickly spin it round. Nothing on the ends. Bit of overcast on the bottom, but they are quite tiny pieces. But there's no paintwork on those, but I don't think it needs it. Maybe could have done with a little bit of orange in there. I can't really recall what they look like in the movie. So onto the figure itself. We'll quickly show you the light up function that it comes with. Now on these little glowy up bits you can see that there is some bleeding that's gone over, which is a shame because it stands out a lot when you turn the light on. Is the face? The face isn't clear. Those glowy bits here are just the orange paint and the reflection from the light itself. The light doesn't come through to these bottom pieces, but still, that looks quite nice. If it had been painted a little bit thicker, you could see the light also coming through in flecks there. But if we go on to the rest of the paintwork, the head seems to just be all black apart from the orange dots, but they are nice and neat. And then these little orange dots as well down the side, incredibly neat again in the actual parts of the detail. Some onto the hand. Even a tiny little bit on the back on either side. The arm's just the same. These ones have been painted quite well. There is a little blob there. Nothing on these parts here. I'm not sure if there is supposed to be any paintwork or is that just the sculpt. I'd imagine it'd be, if it was paintwork they would have done it, but there isn't any there. And then on the feet there is just a tiny bit of orange on both sides, and again that's been done nice and neat. And on the back also, so happy with the way that that's been painted. Done a good job with that. Other than that, it's all just sculpted in a black plastic apart from the torso, which is clear to let the light through. So sculpt work, I can't really recall what this guy looks like in the movie, but this figure itself, the way it's been sculpted, lots of detail in there all the way through the neck right down to the arms, lots of little lines. These little bits on the side here, I think that might be where the batons come from. If we quickly have a compare, yeah, I think that's just supposed to be a baton, so that must be where he pulls it out of his arms, which is a bit strange because when he's got them in his hands, he'll still have the other ones poking out of his arms. But still, the detail down here, incredibly done. These little circles done really nicely. Good bit of armour going down all the way throughout the figure. The feet even look really good, happy with the sculpt on those. So sculpt work looks good. So onto articulation of the Blackguard. Head is on a, that might happen a few times, so I apologise. Head is on a peg. There we go, you can see that's actually been moulded in, not the clear, translucent orange. The head itself is just black. Let's see the range of motion that we get out of that. So we get a tiny bit down and a tiny bit of up, but you do get a little bit in there. The arm, top of the arm is on a peg and a hinge, and then a peg that goes into the top of the arm. So can we get that across the chest? Oh, it's a little bit fiddly. What's happened is the way that they've put the joint on is it actually catches on the torso, so you're going to struggle. But there we go, we've got 90 degrees across the chest. That's not too bad. It's a lot better than what you get off some other figures, and I imagine it's the same on the other side. So that is on a peg into the bottom of the arm and a hinge again there. The wrist is just a peg, but we do get a full round from that. Obviously nothing in the torso because it is the light function that is in it. Down to the bottom of the legs, and again it is a peg with a hinge and then a peg going into the top of the leg. Can't quite get it out to the side. We can get, there we go, we can get it out that far. The knee is on a peg in the top and then it's on a hinge. So it does help rotate it and get it into a nice position. And then the foot itself is on a hinge and obviously a peg that goes into the top. So that's a good range of motion out of that. So for this figure, considering the movie didn't do very well, the figures are painted very nicely, sculpted very nicely, and have a great range of articulation other than the torso due to the light function. But that's a lot more than you get out of a lot of Hasbro figures. So this was made by Spinster, so they might be one to keep an eye out for. Okay, that is the Blackguard figure from Tron Legacy. Very happy with this figure, even with the gimmicky light in there, that unfortunately the paint on that one part alone does let it down. But apart from that, the paint, sculpt and articulation everywhere else on this figure is fantastic. And whether you're using it for customs or army building, I do highly recommend this figure. They are going cheap, just keep looking around online. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time for more Rawpain reviews.